The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
All right, President Donald Trump is proposing the United States take control of Gaza, saying we'll turn it into the Riviera of the Middle East. Trump says the U.S. would rebuild its destroyed infrastructure, create new economic developments, and supply an unlimited number of jobs there.
So joining us now is the president of the Zionist Organization of America, Mort, Klein. So let's see, we got Greenland, Panama, now Gaza. I mean, the president's got some ambitious goals to grow the U.S., expand the map, but how realistic is this?
Let me tell you, in 1948, 800,000 Jews were forced out of their homes in many Arab lands. Israel absorbed all 800,000, even though Israel only had 700,000 people at the time and was very poor. The Arab countries have over 100 million people and many more resources than Israel did in 1948. So this is something that is very feasible, and it is very important because this will help make southern Israel safe from repeated rocket attacks and terrorism. There have been 35,000 rockets from Gaza into Israel since 2005, since the Arabs completely took it over. In addition, this punishes Arab terrorism. It sends a message to terrorists throughout the world. They will not gain from terrorism. They will lose. They'll be losing land here. So I think this is very feasible. And we have to remember something that people don't talk about. This land of Gaza is Israel's Jewish land under international law. That's the British Mandate of 1922. And in 1945, the UN reasserted that this is land that is under international law. It is Jewish land. And the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the US in 1967 did a major report saying Israel must hold on to Gaza for their security needs, otherwise they'll be vulnerable. And for those who believe in the Bible, the Old Testament, Genesis, Joshua, Judges, Kings, God gave this land of Gaza and other lands to the Jewish people, for those who believe it, in the Old Testament. And until the Arabs invaded Gaza in the 7th century, Gaza was the largest Jewish community in the original Jewish state of Israel. So I think this is very feasible. This is a brilliant and courageous move by Donald Trump. I think he is moving toward becoming the Winston Churchill of our era, really totally transforming the Middle East and maybe having a real peace there that benefits the people of the Middle East, the Arabs there, and the Jews there, and benefits the entire world. No longer will reduce the threats from Iran and other Arab countries who have been hostile.
So we know that Saudi Arabia has spoken out against this proposal, saying it will not normalize ties with Israel without a Palestinian state. Before the war, Israel and Saudi Arabia were on the brink of this kind of mega deal to formalize their relationship, but it has since fizzled. What effect would the Saudis have on how the U.S. operates in the Middle East?
I've been to Saudi Arabia. I've met with the leaders there. I think they feel they have to say this. They are actually disgusted with the Palestinian Arabs constantly promoting terrorism and war. So I think if this moves forward, if Trump makes it clear to Egypt and Jordan that we will no longer fund almost $3 billion to Egypt, that U.S. gives Egypt, $1 billion to Jordan, if they realize they're going to lose that and lose military support, I think Egypt and Jordan, as President Trump said, will take this, will accept this. Once that happens, Saudi Arabia will start changing their mind about their public statements.
So the president basically says he wants to go in there, dismantle the bombs, the terrorist infrastructure used by Hamas. But that's not as easy as a process of just going in there and knocking everything down. And you got to have a place to put all the people. I mean, what does this look like moving forward?
Well, look, the Sinai that Egypt controls is 5 times the size of Israel. There's a city that Egypt built in the Sinai that's empty. So the Arabs, the Gaza Arabs can move there. And Jordan has much greater landmass than Israel. There's plenty of room for them to move there. And we have to understand this. There's nothing, as Trump said, there's nothing for the Arabs to come back to in Gaza. It's been flattened and demolished. Why? Because the Hamas terrorists and the Hamas leaders have lived among, embedded themselves among the civilians. So Israel had no choice but to hit civilian areas, even though they warned civilians to get out of the way before they bomb it. It's been leveled. They have no place to go in Gaza. There's nothing there. This is the chance to make a new life for these Gaza Arabs in Arab countries, Egypt, Jordan, Morocco, and others, where they have the same religion, the same culture, the same belief system. And I think this is an extraordinary historic opportunity. Again, I will say, Trump is moving toward becoming the Winston Churchill of our era.
All right, historic times. Mort Klein, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.